Determined and staying positive.
That's the attitude students graduating are trying to maintain as they begin looking for work at an unpredictable time.
And stay-at-home order extended. Michigan's governor makes that announcement today. How long the extension will last.
Plus, protesters take over Madison. Thousands flock to the Capitol grounds protesting decisions made by elected officials.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. With thousands of businesses closed across Minnesota, many companies have laid off a majority of their employees and certainly aren't looking to hire at this time.
So where does that leave high school seniors and new college graduates as they look to enter the workforce? CBS 3's Jesse Slater hears from a soon-to-be college grad who's looking for a job.
Gates LaSavage, a marketing senior at the University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, is looking forward to graduating in May despite the pandemic canceling the ceremony.
Finishing up with my final classes as a marketing student. And then, of course, I'm trying to apply to as many jobs as I can in this really unpredictable market.
She says it's not easy to find postings in her career line, and when she does, it's hard to know if they're outdated.
I have applied probably over 30 jobs online, maybe a little bit more.
In the Northland, unemployment is at a near all-time high as businesses struggle to keep their employees on payroll.
We've had almost 20,000 people in St. Louis County who have applied for unemployment insurance over the last month, which compares to about 1,000 per month last year.
As hopeless as finding a job may seem, Duluth's Director of Workforce Development says it's not all doom and gloom.
There's actually a number of employers in our community who are really struggling to recruit and needing help getting the word out about jobs that are available.
Though she has only heard back from a few potential employers, LaSavage is confident she will find a full-time job, whether that be before or after the pandemic.
Staying determined and staying positive, just knowing that those opportunities will come.
The Duluth Workforce Development is offering virtual classes and employment opportunities for those searching for work. We have information on that on our website, cbs3duluth.com.
All right, let's check in with Dave for our first look at the weather. Dave, Friday night, a lot of people are looking forward to the weekend. How's the weather looking?
I think it's looking pretty good, Kristen. Warmer weather is finally here. It arrived for just about everybody today and should last at least through the weekend. Tonight, still a slight chance for a couple of rain showers, though, maybe even mixed in with just a touch of flurry activity as temperatures drop towards 30 during the overnight here. So we fire up the Doppler map for our region, and it's going to show a weak trough of lower pressure still wobbling around the area, creating some showers here and there. Nothing really organized and nothing really heavy, but they could pop up and continue to pop up through early tomorrow morning before partial sunshine, at least partial sunshine, takes over for Saturday and into Sunday as well. Here's our Saturday day planner. Morning start should be around 32, lunchtime 45, 53 degrees in the afternoon. By the lake, warmer inland, maybe warm enough for convection to kick up a couple of sun showers here and there. We'll talk about the odds and the duration of this warm spell coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is extending the state's stay-at-home order through May 15th. Whitmer mentioned that certain businesses can reopen and that the public can participate in more outdoor activities like golfing and motorized boating. Businesses must make sure that their employees are wearing the correct protective gear, including gloves and masks. The Democratic governor ordered states that the Democratic governor's order states that people are now required to use face coverings in enclosed public spaces, such as grocery stores.
If we see an increase, we may have to be nimble enough to go backward on occasion. My hope, though, my fervent hope, is that people still take this incredibly seriously.
Today's order also permits retailers that do not sell necessary supplies to open for curbside pickup or for delivery. Garden supply stores and centers are also able to reopen.
Thousands of people gathered at the Wisconsin state capitol today to rally against the extension of the Safer at Home order. Organizers say the protest is in opposition to Wisconsin elected officials unilaterally making the decision to extend the order with no from people who are out of work. AJ Biaport reports from our sister station in Madison.
For protesters like Alex Lakin,
I feel the government's gone too far.
Sending the safer at home order amounts to a dangerous loss of liberty.
At the beginning, fully supported the close down. Nobody knew what we were facing. We now know what we're facing. The citizens can decide how to protect ourselves.
A single nurse stands in silent counter-protest. She carries a sign saying more people will die if a surge in cases overwhelms hospitals. This massive gathering has crowded the steps leading up to the Capitol, the grass surrounding it, and the sidewalk around the square, and you can see hardly anyone at all is practicing any type of social distancing. Very few people are wearing masks. Some of the speakers have acknowledged this, and they've said the choice to socially distance, the choice to wear a mask, that's simply part of having freedom.
I'm a two-time cancer survivor, 70 years old, and I'm not afraid of catching the coronavirus. This is for my children and my grandchildren.
While there is a group of individuals carrying long guns and a few others on the fringe, most say they're here to defend their rights and to call for a fair reopening of the economy.
How can you have a big corporate Walmart open and you're closing a mom and pop restaurant and telling me that's going to change the infection rate?
At the Wisconsin State Capitol, AJ Biaport, 27 News.
Meanwhile, some Wisconsin healthcare workers made a big statement to those protesting the state's stay-at-home order. The group placed 1,300 pre-lit candles at the steps of the Capitol last night. The candles represent the hundreds of people who have been hospitalized because of the virus. Volunteers and nurses said they wanted to get people's attention. They say they're afraid cases could spike after today's rally against those stay-at-home orders. The healthcare workers say they hoped the candlelight vigil shined a light on what's at stake.
New at 10, good news for the nation's rural hospitals, including those in our region. Rural county and city hospitals can now apply for the Paycheck Protection Program created by the CARES Act. They were originally unable to apply for that relief funding during the COVID-19 pandemic. These smaller hospitals are missing out on revenue from elective surgeries and other non-essential procedures, which have put them in a tough place financially. U.S. Senator Tina Smith says she fought for this change after talking to Northland Hospital leaders.
So it means a lot to me that we found a bipartisan path. I'm really glad that we have the Small Business Administration and Treasury make this change immediately. I know that they're going to be able to put it to use right away, and they can go to work doing the incredibly important work that they're doing for rural communities all across the state.
Smith says there are about 30 rural hospitals in Minnesota that will now be able to apply for this program.
Antibody blood tests have picked up steam around the country this month as private labs rush to produce their own. According to experts, the tests help determine if an individual has had COVID-19 in the past. Now, one Wisconsin Sheriff's Department is paying for any of their employees who wants to get tested. Naomi Coles reports.
I personally got tested this morning.
Drops of blood from you.
Basically painless and very quick.
10-minute wait, and then we'll have the answer.
My test results were negative for any antibodies.
The United County Sheriff's Office paid for any employees who wanted it to get an antibody or serology test for COVID-19.
If we did have antibodies, that possibly we could be giving plasma to help other people in our community.
It tests for the presence of proteins developed to fight COVID-19 to see if a person has already had the disease.
Places like in our jail, which is a jail's like a petri dish, we could send over employees that had possibly had antibody to help protect other employees and their families.
The country's leading infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, has said widespread serology testing could help the country reopen.
And that's going to be important when you think about getting people back into the workplace.
Now, we can't say if you truly have immunity or not, but it would show whether you were previously infected and whether your body has started to create some antibodies that would protect you against COVID.
The medical community says there are some concerns with many tests currently on the market.
They have not been evaluated.
The FDA has issued just 4 emergency approvals for serology test manufacturers since April 1st.
But there's as many as 90 other tests that have not received any type of review by the FDA. And those are the ones in particular that are really risky because they've not had any type of study performed on them.
As labs nationwide are rushing to manufacture their own and get FDA approval, The Aspirus Wausau laboratory is assessing some rapid testing kits from China.
This is one of the tests that we're evaluating here at Aspirus. This is such a simple test that it may not provide accurate results. Could have false positive or false negative results. And this is what's being shipped over to the U.S., by the millions right now.
Looking ahead, there's an easy way for you to put your skills to good use as the governor announces a statewide mask drive in Minnesota. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announced the drive last week, highlighting the importance of essential workers. You can drop them off at any local fire department across the state between 10 and 2 tomorrow. If you donate masks in Duluth, you can also let them know which local facility you'd like them to go to. You can find a list of suggested face mask designs on our website.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, traffic tickets are down in Superior. Why that's bad news for the city's budget.
Plus, Dave will have a look at your extended weekend forecast right after the break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3. Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app.
Your Lake Superior Honda dealers want you to be safe. And right now, you need a car you can count on and your dealer to go the extra mile. And while everything is changing around us, one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to you. That's why we're working to follow all government guidelines and doing everything we can to help you stay safe with a reliable car that's ready to go when you need it. For details, call your Honda dealer or visit shophonda.com today.
Shopping for a new kitchen at Skips has never been better. Take home your dream kitchen today with Skips' new Glenwood and white cabinets. Enjoy freedom and flexibility with your own movable island today. You can rely on Skips for quality and durability at affordable prices. Stop by with your measurements and see how you can take home beautifully painted or stained cabinets today at a truly affordable price. Visit us online at skipshomecenter.com or stop in to see our showroom at 4728 Rice Lake Road, Duluth.
Let's be honest, Mom might be going a little crazy during this quarantine. This Mother's Day, celebrate her with a shimmering pendant from Numi Jewelers. Go to NumiJewelers.com and we will ship it to Mom for just $84.75. Shop the entire line for 25% off. Numi Jewelers thanks you for shopping local.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
Tony's start in the industry was in reporting and storytelling. And so to have those skills each night really adds value.
They're saying a Duluthian would need to work 90 hours to afford rent.
He went right from a reporter where he was covering everything in the Northland, and he went right to the desk. He really does know what he's talking about.
Get to know Anthony Mann weekday nights on CBS 3.
Come on down for big laughs.
Hello, everybody. I like those glasses.
Trying to imitate you.
Come on down for rip-roaring fun.
Amazing. You made it.
Come on down for spectacular surprises.
$35,000. Just won $200,000.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new car.
You need this in your life.
Yes. Boy, is it going to be a good hour.
The Price is Right. Weekday CBS Daytime.
Temperatures perked up today, even closer to the lake by places like mine here. You can hear the frogs out in the wetlands behind me starting to do their spring chirps. Must be that time of year, and it's a good time of year, and a restful time of year, too, now that the weekend is here, and it should be a pretty decent weekend for getting out and doing whatever the law allows you to do these days, because I do think the weather is going to cooperate both temperature-wise and, for the most part, precip-wise, even though we have a slight chance for a little more tonight and a slight chance for a touch tomorrow afternoon. But tomorrow's touch could be driven by the heat of the day. Heat a word we haven't been able to say much of for the last 5 months or so. Let's talk about the heat we got today. We're taking a look now at the high temperatures that came in from our region and away from the lake. They were very spring-like, into the 60s for a lot of towns. And closer to the lake, well, 50s were a little more common. Still a couple of holdouts in the 40s, like Park Point and up towards Grand Marais, closer to the lake. But it got fairly warm at Grand Marais Airport. So things are slowly and semi-steadily warming up for everybody. And like I mentioned, along with this warm-up, just a slight chance for some showers, maybe a couple of stray flurries tonight, because now that the sun is set, temperatures will tumble a little bit. Could be cool enough by tomorrow morning for a couple of snow showers. But right now at the airport, it's 42. The wind is calm. Relative humidity, 65%. And our air pressure, a little bit on the higher side now at 1,016 millibars. A couple of troughs of lower pressure are still trying to meander through the area, so that's why we still see a couple of showers out there and still have a slight chance for a few more sprinkles as the night goes on. And like I mentioned, as temperatures cool towards 30 or so, yeah, there could be a few flurries by tomorrow morning. Then for tomorrow itself, should be a pretty decent day. But first we'll eye up the situation for tonight, as that trough of lower pressure still brings at least a slight chance for a mix. But higher pressure is trying to push into the region at the same time. A second low is trying to come by, and the combination of the two should bring at least partial sunshine tomorrow, and just a slight chance for some showers, mainly driven, like I'm saying, by the heat of the day, which could get towards 60 away from the lake once again. Forecast tonight in Minnesota, it's going to show the low temperatures, not so bad, 30 to 35. But yes, the mix is still vaguely possible, 30% chance. Wisconsin and Michigan gets that 30% chance as well. And low temps in that part of the country, about 32 to 35 degrees. Getting into the forecast tomorrow for Wisconsin and Michigan, I think folks there will have a partly sunny sky, but high temps, 50s by the lake and 60s farther inland. So Hayward may be the place to be tomorrow, partly sunny with just afternoon sprinkle chances coming across from that warmth, helping to provide a little convection and a little bit of lift. In Minnesota tomorrow will lift spirits with temperatures that'll be a bit cooler by the lake, yes, but inland towards 60 degrees. Partly cloudy with afternoon sprinkles possible. And now for the week ahead, Tony, Kristen, Kelly, we're going to warm up, I think. We're going to have 50s by the lake and even 60s on a couple of days. Next rain chance, that's Monday with showers. Tuesday, maybe some thunderstorms. And Wednesday, some follow-up showers before we become sunny and 60 by next Thursday.
Ooh, sounds good to me. I plan on spending a lot of time outside this weekend. Thanks, Dave.
The Superior Police Department is handing out dramatically fewer tickets during the state's Safer at Home order. Here's a look at the number of parking tickets issued between March 25th and April 23rd. You can see it's almost 200 fewer than during the same period last year. But the biggest drop is in traffic tickets for things like drunk driving, speeding, or running a red light. During the last month, those citations dropped 92% from the same time period last year. While this may seem like good news for drivers, CBS3's Emma Quinn explains why it could cause problems for the city down the road.
Fewer and fewer drivers are being issued parking and traffic citations in the city of Superior. Police Chief Nick Alexander credits this to fewer people being out on the road and issuing new guidance to his officers to make only necessary stops.
Look at violations in terms of, do they have a meaningful impact to public safety? Just as a practice, we've reduced the number of people that we're stopping.
These adjustments were made to protect officers and continue practicing social distancing. While not getting pulled over is saving drivers money, it's actually costing the city.
Over the course of a year, we might bring in $100,000 to $120,000 a year in annual revenue.
Traffic citation money goes to the state, but the money collected from parking citations goes to the city's general revenue fund. Superior Mayor Jim Payne says that loss of revenue, coupled with Superior canceling late fees on utility bills, will mean a big hit to the city's general fund.
Losses of revenue are fairly substantial. We could be looking at more than a $600,000 shortfall for the city as a whole.
Mayor Payne says all city budgets are being impacted. What that looks like varies.
We have to see just how big a crisis we're facing, and we don't know that until the crisis is over and our revenue streams start to rebound.
Mayor Jim Payne says the General Revenue Fund pays the salary of all Superior City employees. At this point, he has no plans to lay off or furlough anyone, and he says they will continue to get their employee benefits. Payne says he does have a plan on how to make up any lost revenue.
The good news is this is a year-long crisis. We have a 2020 general fund, and we are still early in 2020. So we've got time to try and make it up through a variety of ways.
Payne says some of those proposals include using surplus funds from 2019's budget. He adds he is asking every city department to look at budgets and see if there are areas where they can make cuts.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, today is the first day Wisconsinites can hit the links. We're taking a look at the new rules they have to follow.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
You wouldn't dump your yard waste into the lake, would you? Raking it into the street is just as bad. Anything in the street ends up in the storm sewers, which lead directly to our lakes and streams. Protect our waters by keeping leaves, grass clippings, and dirt off the street. Distribute yard debris over your lawn or in a wooded area on your property to keep it from running into the stormwater system. Visit lakesuperiorstreams.org.
The coronavirus story continues to change, both around the world and here at home. We know you have questions and concerns. At Live Local CBS 3, our focus is to keep you informed and up to date on the evolving COVID-19 virus story. We'll continue to talk to healthcare professionals to get the information you need to know. Focused on bringing you facts, not fear. That's our promise. We're Live Local CBS 3. Local for a reason.
Come on down for big laughs.
Hello, everybody. I like those glasses.
Trying to imitate you. Come on down for rip-roaring fun.
Amazing. You made it.
Come on down for spectacular surprises.
$35,000. Just won $200,000.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new car.
You need this in your life.
Yes. Boy, is it going to be a good hour.
The Price is Right. Weekday CBS Daytime.
Kelly Hinstead takes her job at full throttle. There's no slowing down. She's full of enthusiasm.
Kelly brings a youthful exuberance to the newscast. She's loaded with energy. She's really passionate about sports.
I think even if you're not interested in sports, she draws you in.
She's always up and ready to go and ready to show us the latest in sports.
Get to know Kelly Hinstead weekday nights on Live Local CBS 3.
Hi, Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz here. During this unprecedented battle against the COVID-19 virus, I want to say how grateful I am for Minnesota's willingness to help one another. I also want to make sure that I say, continue to watch your local news stations. Local news and local newspapers are putting out facts and not fear, and that's what it's going to take to get through this together. If you need more information, please go to the Minnesota Department of Health website. Together, Minnesotans will defeat this and come out better on the other side. Thank you.
Take up to 25% off Columbia now at NorthwestOutlet.com.
My 95.7 is the Northland's best variety all day. From Ed Sheeran and Maroon 5 to Lady Gaga and Bryan Adams. Always family and office friendly. My 95.7, your life, your music.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
Starting today, golfers can hit the links in Wisconsin. That includes at Superior's Namaji Golf Course, where they're taking social distancing precautions to limit the spread of COVID-19. According to their website, there are more than 20 changes that change how golfers pay, play, and maneuver the course. That includes the pro shop being closed, only walking allowed on the course, and the flags marking the holes cannot be removed. One golfer we spoke to today says he's happy to get outside and the changes won't damper his experience.
I don't think so. No, we've been playing golf together for about 30 years, so We know each other pretty well, so we'll get along good. First time out here today, the golf course looks great. Starting to green up, so spring's just around the corner. Hopefully it'll be a good day of golf out there.
Namaji opened 10 minutes after the governor officially lifted restrictions on golf courses this morning.
Coming up in sports, the NFL draft continues, plus find out who was first to hit the links this morning. Kelly's in with sports next.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, I never felt this way before. Give us some more.
The American Red Cross urgently needs blood and platelet donations and asks healthy donors to schedule an appointment to give during this coronavirus outbreak. Patients are counting on life-saving transfusions. Visit redcrossblood.org.
I don't believe there's another meteorologist in this area who has the experience and years that Dave has. His experience, that's something that's really special to CBS3.
He worked his way up from janitor up to a weather guy.
He's just like this bastion of knowledge.
Get to know Dave Anderson weekday nights on Live Local CBS3. The coronavirus story continues to change, both around the world and here at home. We know you have questions and concerns. At Live Local CBS3, our focus is to keep you informed and up to date on the evolving COVID-19 virus story. We'll continue to talk to healthcare professionals to get the information you need to know. Focused on bringing you facts, not fear. That's our promise. We're Live Local CBS3. Local for a reason.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the DW crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on social media and discoverwisconsin.com for behind-the-scenes content and great Wisconsin giveaways, including a chance to win a free vacation. This week's featured prize package could take you to Sparta. Just visit discoverwisconsin.com for details.
On behalf of the over 400,000 accredited businesses that support our services across North America, BBB salutes those individuals who cannot shelter in place. Many remain on the front lines, delivering essential services, often at great risk and sacrifice, to enrich or save lives in this time of desperate need. Thank you. Eventually, the all clear will sound, and we will begin returning to normal. Hopefully, we will never forget how much we missed our normal while it was away.
Welcome back into sports. It was day 2 of the NFL draft. Rounds 2 and 3 getting underway over on ESPN. Rounds 2 and 3 with a whole bunch of picks still to make by the Vikings and the Packers. The Vikings added to the offensive line, which has certainly struggled in recent history. They select with the 58th overall pick Ezra Cleveland out of Boise State. He's an athletic edge blocker who can hopefully bring a little more depth to an area that the Vikings have certainly lacked in. With the 89th pick just a few minutes ago, the Vikings selected a cornerback, Cameron Danceler, out of Mississippi State. The Vikings have been busy over the last 2 days. Minnesota came into last night with 2 first-round picks, one at 22 that they obtained in a trade from Buffalo, the other at 25. With the 22nd overall pick, the Vikings picked Justin Jefferson, a wide receiver out of LSU, and a big target for the number 1 overall pick, Joe Burrow. The Vikes then traded their 25th pick over to the San Francisco 49ers for the 31st pick, plus an additional 3 picks in the later rounds. At 31, Vikings selected Jeff Gladney, a cornerback out of Texas Christian University. And a little more on those two picks. Justin Jefferson is a wide receiver out of LSU. He forewent his junior year down the bayou to declare for the draft. Jeff Gladney fills the corner role that the Vikings need. That's a 5'10 senior who graduates from Texas Christian University. For the Packers in the second and third round, they're just about to pick in the third round. They use their 62nd overall pick in the second round to go with a running back. A.J. Dillon chose to forego his senior season at Boston College. The 6', 247-pound running back will be a good addition to the Packers' offensive scheme as he fits in nicely with the 26th overall pick. Yesterday, the Packers surprised people by selecting a quarterback, a pretty good quarterback at that. Jordan Love became the starter for the Aggies of Utah State in his sophomore year. He was named MVP of the 2018 New Mexico Bowl after passing for 359 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game. And a little more on Love's resume at 6'2", 224 pounds. The quarterback was a redshirted freshman before playing 3 seasons as a starter at Utah State. Love is originally from Bakersfield, California. And Packers fans seem to be a bit surprised by this pick. The general consensus had fans believing that the Packers were going to go wide receiver in the first round, giving Aaron Rodgers something to throw to rather than his eventual replacement. Other notable picks tonight: Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor goes 41st overall in the second round to Indianapolis. He was certainly a dynamic, vital piece for the Badgers offense the past few years. Antoine Winfield Jr. from Minnesota goes 45th overall to Tampa Bay, heading back to Tampa Bay after helping the Gophers to that Outback Bowl win over Auburn in January. Winfield Jr. becomes the highest Gopher to be drafted since Rashid Hagman in 2014. And then at 74, Wisconsin linebacker Zach Braun was selected by the New Orleans Saints. And as we talked about earlier in the show, Nemadji Golf Course opened this morning, and guess who had the first tee time? Current and former members of the Superior High School golf team. At approximately 8:10 this morning, they teed off a round of 18 holes with temperatures around 40 degrees. Nothing was stopping them, though, from finally getting out there to play golf on the links, even if it meant maintaining their social distance while out on the course.
I was making sure I was going to be the first caller, make sure I get that first tee time, because I love the game of golf, and I couldn't wait to get back out here, especially with the senior year for sports getting canceled. It kind of sucks, but this is a little silver lining, I guess. Since we can get out and play with our buddies, it's still you can still compete against them because you always want to beat them. So although I'm not technically playing competitive golf anymore, I'll still be competitive.
That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Choose to make a healthy difference in people's lives and join our team. Visit EssentiaCareers.org.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale is going on now. Get a free bottle of Healthy Start Spray and lose 30 to 50 pounds in just 2 months with purchase of 1-month program. It's like getting 2 months for the price of 1. Use code FREESPRAY online today. Limited supply.
I am most excited about getting to really know the Brewers in the Northland and getting to show my personality too and letting the Northland kind of get to know me. I'm a very energetic person. I'm always at 100, and I'm always excited to be able to tell stories and being able to have a little bit of fun with it too. And I think that's really, really important on a morning show as well, because you need that energy in the morning to wake you up.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
Hey everyone, Kevin Jacobson here from CBS3 Duluth.
This is Kristen Baki and Louie.
Hi everyone, this is Natalie Grant from CBS3 Weekends.
Hey, this is Tony from CBS3 Duluth.
Hi everyone, it's Emma and Betty from CBS3 Duluth.
Right now is a crazy time for everyone.
We are going through something that none of us have experienced before.
Even with all the crazy times that we are going through right now, we want you to know that you are not alone.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. We are still connected. We are still us.
We can still laugh and smile. We can still share moments and be happy.
This is a time where we need to focus on the important stuff.
We're here for you.
We are here for you.
Stay safe, Take care of yourselves
and each other.
We are all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together.
We are all in this together.
And we'll get through this, just like we always do.
CBS3 is going live at 5, focusing on bringing you hyper-local news and weather. Getting the stories that impact your community the most, right down to your neighborhood.
130-year-old.
We're live outside the Husky Refinery.
The city of Duluth is getting a new hockey rink.
A new convention center is coming to Virginia.
Special Inn here in Finland welcomes the mushers from the...
CBS3, live at 5.
Healthy Systems USA Spring Sale is going on now. Get a free bottle of Healthy Start Spray and lose 30 to 50 pounds in just 2 months with purchase of 1 month program. It's like getting 2 months for the price of one. Use code FREESPRAY online today. Limited supply.
For the news that impacts you most, turn to live local CBS 3.
Wake up with Austin and Jenna at 5 a.m.
30 years ago today, NASA launched one of its greatest exploration tools.
The Hubble telescope has gifted the world some of the most iconic and mind-blowing images of deep space, helping scientists better understand our universe. Hubble launched into orbit on April 24th, 1990, and has since captured countless stunning snapshots of space, from planets in our solar system to seemingly endless clusters of stars. So cool.
Very cool. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you Monday.